Hi guys, we're the Wolfmans and we are building our second dream home right across the street from our first custom home build. In our previous episodes, we walked you through the planning and rough-ins for the HVAC system, plumbing, electrical, and AV wiring, and we even took you shopping as we needed to make some of our bathroom fixture selections. We are finally done with all the rough-ins, and today we are back on site for the next stage, which is insulation. Now, if you're doing any spray foam insulation in the house, this will always be done first before the batt insulation is put in. In this home build, we're spray foaming the basement foundation walls, beam pockets, rim boards, the garage ceiling, and the ductwork in the attic. This will ensure that our house gets an airtight seal. Once complete, we can then top up the spray foam with batt insulation for the remaining walls in the home and blow-in insulation in the attic. After we finished with the spray foaming, we actually took off to the Bahamas on a family vacation for a week while the insulation team continued to work in the house. But we ran into a lot of issues with our insulation contractor and had to deal with some conflicts and drama while we were trying to escape.
So we've been having a few issues with our insulation guy. So yesterday was really frustrating. As I said, I was acting as basically a babysitter, which was super annoying. But one of the real issues, there were multiple where the drywall guy didn't really want to do some things. But the one really strange thing that he did was around the perimeter of the roof there's the eaves troughs, and under the eaves trough is the soffit, and that is basically a perforated piece of metal which allows air to go into the attic, and that's how the attic breathes. The air goes in and then it goes out through the ventilation shafts. You are not supposed to block that air intake from the soffit to the inside of the attic. For some reason, the insulation guy filled that with insulation. That is a big no-no. Not only is it bad, but it's completely against code, so we wouldn't have even passed our inspection. After some fireworks and after a long conversation, we got to the bottom of it and corrected it, but it's a really stupid problem and something that we don't want to have to deal with. Now, obviously, we're out of town, so I can't be there. But such is the reality of building your own house. If you want to get things right, you have to stay on top of things.
So, first off, insulation. Yeah, and you could see a couple things. So you have the batt insulation here, but you can also see at the very top here, that's spray foam insulation.
Yeah, so those are our beam pockets. Really important area that should be spray foamed. Much harder to get to for the batts, and when you do it with spray foam, it really protects the area from something called thermal bridging. So basically no air whatsoever from the outside could ever possibly get in to cool down the house.
Yeah, and the good thing about spray foam is it really takes the shape of the actual space. You basically spray and it kind of builds itself out to really take the full space.
It forms. It's like a memory foam.
Yeah, it forms a full space as opposed to something like this, you can only stuff it in so many ways.
Yeah, no, but it's awesome actually. We're just looking around now. We were away last week.
We just got back from vacation.
Just got back from vacation.
For a week, and ton of progress.
So I'm actually just noticing that these two sconces in here, I'm not sure if they're centered. Let me just kind of guesstimate that.
Quick hand measuring test.
Looks like it's about 22 inches from that side, and from this side it's only about, let's say, 12 inches. So we're gonna have to cut it, move it over, and then reseal it to make sure it's done properly and the insulation is doing what it's supposed to.
Since we've spent so much time doing the electrical plan in advance,
yes, excellent question.
Is this not something we had planned for in our electrical plan, or is
that is a terrific question? I'd have to go back and look. I'm not 100% sure the measurement that was on there. So you can see all the batt insulation in the house. That's going to take care of all the walls. One thing we had to do in this house, because our ductwork is in the attic, it has to be spray foamed. So when you can see up there, might be a little tough to see through the vapor barrier, but that was, that is a duct that ran through that has about 5 inches of spray foam around it. And if you look throughout our whole attic, there's tons of ductwork that looks like that. So that's just a little difference. in the insulation up there. And then the rest of the insulation, as you can see, the vapor barrier runs covering the whole ceiling right now. And they're gonna blow in an R60 value insulation into the rest of the ceiling to cover the entire ceiling.
So remember before this was pretty much exposed to the top of the ceiling? Now it's all closed off with the vapor barrier for the insulation. So we can now kind of get a better sense of the ceiling. You could see how tall and big this opening is going to be for the skylight. And this is the ceiling in my future office. It's cool. You got a better sense of the space.
What do you got for me, kid? Taking a bath?
I'm currently in Leo's future bath.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is gonna be Leo's room.
It's where he's gonna go splish splash. This is the first plumbing fixture that is installed in our house, so it's kind of cool to see it come together. Yeah, this is where we're gonna be bathing our little monkey in a few short months.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny seeing like the walls still exposed and everything that goes behind the scenes, but at the same time kind of standing where the bath is. But it just shows you the amount of progress that's been made with the plumbing, and the plumbing fixtures are starting to come together. We're just gonna have to make sure it gets a proper cleaning before we actually start bathing him in this tub. Basement is fully insulated.
It's pretty dark, so it's tough to tell, but yeah, nice. Real nice.
We only insulate exterior walls, right?
That's correct. Funny, just funny, like they see the electrical outlets, right? And they cut the hole and they put the tuck tape around. So, you know, all the electrical outlets, same thing, same thing, same thing. But here, what about this one? Our speaker wires. Those have to come out.
Oh, are they sealed in?
They're completely sealed into the vapor barrier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, see the plastic wrapper is on top. If they put drywall on top of that, we'd never know where these guys are. So we have to go through and make sure that before they start drywalling and closing up these walls, we make sure that every single thing that's been roughed in, every outlet, is basically exposed, just like this. Okay, so we gotta make sure that none were missed, because right now our speakers are AV that Josh has worked so hard to install. Right now they're closed in.
Okay. Well, it's really loud here, but we're setting up our blow-in insulation. The guys are here. This machine funnels into the hose. Hose goes up through the second-story window, and they blow it into the attic.
So thanks for watching, guys. As you can see, the home building project followed us to our family vacation, and although it was a bit painful, we were able to sort out and complete the installation work for the house. Please leave us a comment or a like to let us know your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe to follow along our home building journey. In our next episode, we're finally closing up the walls as we start the drywall stage, so be sure to join us next time.